Hello everyone, Cyber here, bringing you guys the first part of What If Deku Didn't Get Into UA? So, before you ask, 1. This image you're seeing right here is the cast and crew you are looking at, with Deku's friends or whatnot. 2. This is, more or less an outlandish what if, like how you... For example, we wanted to get Deku a different school setting other than Chuketsu High and make our own OCs. So everything you're seeing here is our own creation of OCs. We're still going to follow a majority of My Hero rules. The first season might just explain how other schools operate other than UA. Like, for example, the sports festival. How does every other school get internships if the sports festival is the main way UA gets theirs? So that's what we're going to be answering in this first season of Didn't Get Into UA. I just wanted to tell you guys that now. These characters are not up to model of like us either, by the way. Like only 2 of these characters should be us, the writers. Me and the writer Super, who also does the artwork for this, the OCs, which you will see. Actually, I think I could show you a couple real quick. Yeah, so as you guys can see, I'm just gonna have to switch through them as fast like that, so you might see that, but I will make mention of... I will probably make a separate video showing all the OCs if you guys want that. I'll probably do that soon, actually, myself. But with the writer Super, explaining the process he had with the like the OC's ideas and whatnot, and how we came to it, but whatnot. Anyways, I don't want to hold you guys up any longer. Also, this is a pre-recording of when I said I was going to when I posted this what if. I could not post it at the time I wanted to, but yep, okay, making sure the mic is all the way plugged in. But I just wanted to make sure that we are good and whatnot. But without further ado, let's finally begin. We start the story right after the entrance exam. Everything has happened up to canon, up to this point, where the UA staff is talking to one another and who should they let in. Next up is Izuku Midoriya. He put up quite the display by beating the 0-pointer and saving that girl. And one of the other ones to get one of the only people to get hero points definitely has the spirit of a hero. Most of the staff nods as considering to let Deku in, until one spoke up, one Shota Aizawa. While I agree without a doubt Midoriya has a spirit of a hero, he's a danger to himself. Yes, even though his power is great, he can't control it. Yeah, it says here he was quirkless for most of his life, till recently, so it's understandable. That aside, he can't control it, or have any possible way to. It seems like if he gets in, and if he gets into my class, I would expel him on the spot. It seems a little harsh to not let him in because he can't control his power. After all, we are a school to help develop our students. However, we've never had a student with such a power output and only have their power for the same time span of a child who first unlocked their quirk. He's still in the baby steps, so putting him in such an environment where he could constantly need to play catch up could do more harm than good. It's a damn shame. He could have had a lot of potential. Agreed. So even though he technically passed, all in favor for his ejection and for his health and safety? Most of the UA staff had to agree. Even after the events, it pains them to do so, but it was for the betterment of him. Alright then. Izumiko Midoriya will be rejected from UA. He stamps a photo of Deku. Now on to the other candidates. Ochako Muraka, who was involved in that accident. That girl was trapped after a malfunction with our machine. So his situation was our fault. And after Midoriya stopped her, she saved him from death. I would say she could have the potential like Midoriya, but unlike him, she has a good grasp on her power. Not 1A material, but 1B maybe? Very well. She is more in the power range I'm used to teaching it, and I'm sure I can turn her into a good hero. Very well. Ochako Marco will be placed in 1B, and the two high rank originally sent to 1B will be sent to 1A instead, to fill up the class. Now then, I think we're done here. I'll be talking with All Might about the acceptance letters. You all dismiss. They all leave, as Nezu then packs up the files, walking down to another room where there is a equipment and All Might is waiting for him. Ah, Nezu, took you a while. Sure there were a few tricky ones to figure out. Who to let in. There were a lot of good fires this year. Yes, there were. Here's the list you like to see. Here is the list you will have to see and talk to about, All Might. All Might takes the list and looks through it. Why is young Midoriya not in here? He was not accepted. I'm sorry, All Might. What? Why? I mean, I thought young Midoriya met all the curriculars to get in. His grades were solid and he got enough points to pass. He didn't get in because he couldn't control his power, All Might. Your power. This school is meant to train the students to control their power, to help them become heroes. Young Midoriya has clearly shown he's willing, even risking injuries, into saving others. Exactly like me. And you're willing to kick him to the curb because his arm broke from saving a girl from your mistake? I'm sorry, but it's not up to me. It's up to the other teachers as well. They put it to a vote and they decided to deny him for his own safety and health. I can't give anyone special treatment, All Might. You know this. If it wasn't your successor, would you have a problem with this? Would you have even given a second thought? Of course I would. But no other candidates is in Midoriya's shoes, to where he meets all the requirements and you're still rejecting him. This is an injustice and you know that. I'm sorry, All Might, there's nothing I can do. Then I don't think I can work in this institution then, All Might. Nezu. I figured as much. I'm sorry, but I must be fair. There's hundreds of candidates who never get accepted either, All Might. And I feel sorry to have to tell them that. They're not welcome. Some quit altogether, you know. They don't try for other heroes girls. So do you believe Midoriya will be the same? I'll make sure he isn't. Goodbye, Nezu. Indeed, but before you go, All Might, here. Nezu hands All Might a piece of paper to him. What is this? I might not be able to let him into UA, but that doesn't mean I don't want to see you. I don't want to give you a list of schools to help. I want to give you a list of schools for him to get into. This school is good, and it's not UA or Chiketsu, but it's still good school for an aspiring hero. Alright then. I'll tell him about it. Don't bother sending him a rejection letter. I'll tell him myself. Of course, I'll make sure not to do so. Please take care, and if you need any help, don't be afraid to ask. All Might nods and walks out of the room. As we cut to the next day, Deku is getting a text from All Might to meet him at Dagobah Beach, and when he arrived, he saw All Might standing there in his skinny form, waiting for him. Hey, why did you need to see me? Is it about UA? Yes, I've came to give you bad news. You were ejected from the hero course. What? I'm sorry, young Midoriya. Even though I disagree with their decision 100%, there was nothing I could do to sway them into considering. Deku falls to his knees, eyes watering. I knew it. Of course I wouldn't be accepted. I'm not fit to be a hero after all, am I? I'm sorry, All Might. I let you down. All Might gets down on one knee and has a hand onto Deku's shoulder. No, you haven't. You didn't fail me, and you are worthy to become a hero. But just because I went to UA doesn't mean you have to. Something many people forget is UA is the most prestigious and difficult school to get into the world. It's just a simple case of you not getting into your dream school. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of other hero schools out there. But where? What if they don't let me into either of them? All because I can't control your power. Deku looks down at his arm that smashed the 0-pointer. It might be best I keep the reason to myself. There is a school in the mountains. It's run by an old vigilante named Knuckleduster. The school is mostly known. Very few heroes ever know about it, even if it exists. I did a lot of research last night and even got a good photo of what Knuckleduster and talked with Knuckleduster for. Huh? You did? Yes, and he said he was interested in having a face-to-face conversation with you. Really? When? Right now. So Deku suddenly turns around to see the vigilante Knuckleduster behind him. Ah! He's a little scrawny, but I've heard worse. Come on, I've had worse. Come on, get on your feet. He grabs Deku by the back of his shirt and pulls him up onto his feet. Midoriya, this is Knuckleduster. It's nice to meet you, kid. I've heard some good things about you. Like what? Like risking your life to save a kid. A few months ago. And while you were quirkless? And how you saved a girl from a 0-pointer, breaking your arms and legs in the process. Now if that ain't a heroic spirit, I don't know what is. Deku doesn't know what to say and just scratches the back of his head. Thanks. No need to thank me. Now, from what I've heard, you were quirkless until a few months ago, and you unlocked a nice, big, old power-up quirk. Like the skeleton over there. But your body can't handle it, is that correct? Yeah. I guess he doesn't know about One For All. Deku, Knuckleduster, sorry guys, inspects Deku. Oh, it shouldn't be too hard. What are you doing? Inspecting your body. I can see you only just got any sort of muscle. It's not bad, but not great either. So, if I put you in a good regiment, you should get a better grasp of your quirk. But before I do anything like that, I'd do anything like that. And before I let you in my school, why do you want to be a hero? What drives that heroic spirit? To make the life decision to make uh, to get you on this path. I want to be a hero like All Might, saving everyone with a smile on my face. It's been my dream since I could remember. A little fanboy too, for my tape. So, however, it doesn't make any less valued. Alright, kid, I'll let you into my school. I'll send you the uniform tomorrow and send the details along with it. Thank you, sir. You don't need to bow your head, kid. I'm I'm not a stuck-up like most of the hero school principals, Nazu. But anyways, it's good to meet you, Izuku. Can't wait to have you in my school. But I gotta warn you, in my class, I don't pull punches. See you in 2 weeks. Knuckleduster walks off as All Might and Deku was left there alone. What does he mean by doesn't pull punches? Knuckleduster has a reputation as a vigilante, and to put it shortly, he beats the absolute crap out of anything that even resembles a thug or a villain. And he actively seeks out strong applicants to fight and opponents. It's all quite interesting considering he's quirkless. What? He's quirkless? Not originally. He did have a quirk and was known as the hero O'Clock. He was a hero even before my time. However, his quirk was stolen and he's been quirkless since. And that's why I believe this school might be the best for you. All Might, do you regret giving me your quirk? No. I wouldn't even regret giving my power to you, young Midoriya. If you've worked hard for, and you didn't get into UA. It's really something that was out of your control. So don't even feel like I regret my choice. Sus, I wouldn't or ever will. Thank you, All Might. So what now? Oh, just head home and wait. You will get a package and your uniform, and instructions to show where to go. Meanwhile, I'll be heading in my resume since I applied to you for a teacher position after school. You did? Yeah, I was originally planning to have a position in UA until I heard you didn't get in. Oh, I'm sorry. Young Midoriya, you don't need to apologize. I only applied there because you were going to be successor, but now that you're not such, I'm needing to train my successor. And the other original reason was I was going to look for another successor, but I found you, my perfect successor. Thanks, All Might. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Okay. They both leave as they go their separate ways. We cut to 2 weeks later as Deku's package arrived at home. And so, he carries a package into his room, holding a decent sized box. Izuku, what is with this box? And what's for you? Oh, so, this is for my school uniform and such. Deku walks over to his bed and places the box down. As he opens it up and sees a large black trench coat, as you guys can see here. As he pulls out and holds it in front of him. Wow. Deku then looks inside to see some pants and boots that reaches up to the knees. He also sees a note and picks it up to read it. Hey kid, this is Knuckleduster. I'm sure you're wondering why you were sent a trench coat. Well, that's your uniform. Trust me, you're better off with that than a suit and tie. Now, I've marked the location on where you need to meet at the map. That's all you need to know. Oh, and welcome to Shu High. Shu High. I've never heard of it, but that doesn't matter. I'll be coming here and take up the all night. It says Deku then tries to try on uniform, and it was quite snug to fit. Felt very heavy duty, but he also felt warm. Deku picks up the map and looks where it was at. It was at the bottom of a mountain. And Deku said, "Note it down off." They took off the uniform and got ready for school for the first day. As we do a few days later, Deku arrived at the base of the mountain to an empty parking lot where he saw other kids in uniforms waiting around. I guess this is where we wait for the shuttle bus to get up to the mountain. Deku looks around to see an empty bench and takes a seat, as he just starts to scribble in his notebook. Until he felt the weight of the bench shift as he looks next to him to see a girl with blonde hair sitting next to him. Deku blushes a bit while she doesn't pay any mind to him. I've never sat too close to a girl before. Wait, why did she look so familiar? After a few minutes, the girl looks over at Deku. Hey, what you drawing? I'm actually taking notes. Really? What kind of notes? About quirks. Mostly on heroes like Mount Lady, Kamui Woods, and Death Arms. Oh, can I have a quick look? Sure. He gives the girl the notebook and with the page of Mount Lady on it. Wow, this is pretty detailed. Although she doesn't change size through her mind, she changes size by flexing her muscles. Huh? Are you a big fan of Mount Lady or something? No, I'm her sister. What? Everyone looks at the two as soon as Deku yells it out. Nothing to see here, everyone. Everyone goes back to their own conversations with one another. And the girl looks back at Deku. Jeez, it's not a big deal. How is it not a big deal? She's climbing up in the popularity lately and has been in the runner-up and sexiest heroine. Wow. That's, you know your stuff a little weird, but I guess I should expect it when that's what she based her whole personality on. But anyways, let's start talking about her. My name is Miu Takayama. It's nice to meet you. Oh, it's Zuku Midoriya. Well, it's nice to meet you, Midoriya. It looks like we're going to be classmates, huh? Yeah, I guess so. As they talked, a bus comes on down of the mountain, as Knuckleduster and a few others comes out. Knuckleduster is currently wearing his more casual clothing, as others start to come off the bus. Oh, it looks like Mr. Knuckleduster is here. Everyone walks over to the bus, who's try to get in. Come on, let's see what he wants. Deku and others goes around the bus, multiple teachers walks out. A person Deku instantly notices is a pro hero known as Backdraft, standing next to Knuckleduster. Another one is standing next to Knuckleduster with a beautiful woman with jet black hair and ruby eyes. And finally, everyone heard sounds of hooves hitting the ground as they turned around and saw a man with a horse's lower body running through the forest onto the parking lot with the students. Alright, everyone. First, I'd like to introduce you all to you all. You already know me. I'm Knuckleduster, the principal. The man beside me is the pro hero backdraft, and the woman to me is the school's nurse, Miss Vitch. And the man with the man horse over there, it's a in the grand entrance. That's your PE coach, Kieran. Hello there, students. I'm sure you all will enjoy our first exercise together. Wow, he seems very nice. Now then, is everything set up, Kieran? Yes, everything is ready and set for them. What is all set up? Knuckleduster looks over at the boy who spoke up. The boy was tall and had bandages all over his body. As Knuckleduster grins. Weren't you listening, Omar? Kieran just said for your first exercise. Huh? You're all gonna do a surprise exam. A surprise exam on the first day? Isn't that a bit early, sir? Deku looks over to the student who said that and saw a beautiful girl with ash blonde hair, but also a spider's lower half as well, kind of like Kieran. On the contrary, young Kumo, since you all were enrolled here, you all failed to do a test to get into the school, such as those exams would have done. Huh? Failed to be tested? And your test will be easy and simple. All you need to do is walk up the mountain to the school top. Everyone looks up at the rather large mountain top they would have to climb. Is that it, sir? You normally don't make it that easy. Knuckleduster looks over to the boy who said that and grins. The boy was also tall, with jet black hair and bright blue eyes. Come on. Oh, I'm glad you said that, Clyde. Kieran. I've set up traps all over the mountain, and that took over 4 days to complete. Your task is to walk up the mountain while dealing with traps and pitfalls, nets, arrows, and an assortment of other traps. Alright then. That's what I expected. He expected that? Who is he? Now then, we will be waiting for you all at the top and arrive. And don't worry about getting injured. Miss Fish here will deal with those injuries. Oh, yes, I will. Miss Fish then cracks her whip with a sadistic grin on her face. This sends shivers down the spines of everyone. Not sure if this was a cool joke or something. Now, are there any questions? Yeah, why can't we take the bus? Since it's here. Deku and some others look over at the boy who said that, and he was about the same size as Deku, with light blue hair, and with a scar over his face. No, Narco. Now keep that smart ass attitude to yourself. Just have to make sure, teach. Alright, now, get going, otherwise I'll set you all up with an appointment with Miss Vitch. Oh, please do stay. Especially you there, the boy with the quirk who can damage himself. She licks her lips as she eyes Deku. Well, I'll be going then. Deku turns and everyone had already left for forest. Deku quickly realized he was the last one, so he had to run. Must you make such a remark to our students, Miss Fitch? What? It's part of my charm. Besides, it gets them to go much faster, didn't it? She got a point. Very well. Also, I checked the weather, the forecast. There will be a storm in a few hours. Shall I be on standby in case anything goes wrong? I don't believe that will be necessary. You know our school motto. Tough it out and pray for no lawsuits. Lots of smartassery today, huh? Kieran chuckles as he walks off into the forest, while the teachers get on the bus. However, no one noticed Nako was in the bushes watching everything unfold. Grinning as when all the teachers went on the bus, he ran onto the back and clutching on for dear life as he rode it up to the mountain. As we cut to Deku, who is walking through the forest, trying to get out of there to go. But as he was walking deeper into the forest, he took a step forward and the ground suddenly collapsed. As Deku almost fell into a pit trap, it was suddenly filled. He felt a sudden hand grabbed him by the back of his hood and yanks him up onto solid ground. Deku, falling onto his butt, groaned in minor pain before a gentle, soft voice spoke up. Are you okay? Sir. Deku turns to see a shorter girl with fair skin and icy blue hair, with her coat wrapped around her waist. Yeah, thanks. Sorry, I didn't get your name. Oh, sorry, my name is Yuki. Izuka Midoriya. Thanks again. Uh, no problem. Yeah, that was a close one. That hole is really deep. They aren't really messing around, are they? No, I don't think so. She seems more nervous than me. Well, at least I'm the one who's not the only one who's nervous here. Come on, we should keep heading up. Right. They both start to walk up, Deku leading the way as Yuki only stood as far back as needed, avoiding all other traps as we skip for 30 minutes as Deku and Yuki both keep walking up. Set as the path in both silence until Deku spoke up. So, Yuki, I have to ask, aren't you cold? You know, with your coat around your waist and the mountain air being cold? Oh, that's actually because my quirk. Really? What's your quirk? If you don't mind me asking. Um, it's called powdered snow. I can compact snow structures and I won't be affected by the snow, by cold. I can also blast particles of snow out from my hands or other part of my body, I guess. Wow, that sounds really cool. So this frigid, cold mountain air doesn't really affect you at all? No, not really. That sounds amazing. You, so you must be really proud of it. Thanks, I guess. Um, so Yuki, do you know anyone from our school before coming up this mountain? No, not really. Why? Just wondering. I also don't really know anyone. I'm just curious about everyone's quirks because a few didn't even seem phased at the task we were given. So I'm thinking some of them must have powerful quirks or useful ones to get through this kind of task. Well, that Kumo girl seemed like she could do well here. Yeah, well, With her quirk, she could scale this mountain without issue. I'm sort of jealous. Why? Is your quirk not good in areas like this? Well, no. It should, actually. So, and should be good in almost any terrain. My quirk is a simple power-up quirk. Power of my body and gives me strength and makes me faster. That's it. The problem is, I got my quirk late in life and my body isn't used to it. So, and the strength of the quirk is powerful to break my bones. I'm sorry to hear that. It's fine. I'll soon get, or later get the handle of it. I'll just need to keep training even harder. That's a good mindset to have. If I help, I can help if you believe I can. So that's look out! Deku gets Yuki out of the way as a tree was knocked over. After the dust cleared, they both caught. That was close. Yeah, but what was the cause of it falling? Deku starts to examine the tree till he saw a huge gash in the bottom of it. What the? This wasn't a trap. This was cut down. How though? I'm not sure. I think it could be one of the students. Smash. Both Yuki and Deku turn to the source of the sounds of trees being smashed as one tree exploded and falls over. And by the sounds of it, they're close. Yuki hides behind Deku. Yeah, so, movement in the bushes cause Yuki to flinch and hide as Clyde walks out of the shrubbery with brass knuckles on, being covered by a black and red circuit. Oh, it's just you. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you two. Just passing through. He punches another tree, causing it to fly and explode into wood chunks. Whoa. So you're strong. Do you have a strength quirk? Kind of. It is my training though that mostly keeps me like this. He keeps on punching trees through on the way to make a clearer path. Deku follows behind as Yuki slowly follows behind them as well, as following Clyde through the path that he's making. So is your quirk those Knuckledusters? No, they were a gift from Mr. Knuckleduster himself. So wait, you know Mr. Knuckleduster personally then? Yeah, he's the one who scouted me out to come here. I owe him for helping me and for these. He holds up the brass knuckles again. Wow, that's really cool. So if your quirk isn't strength, and those were gifts, what is it then? Clyde stops as he turns around. To the two. It's overshadow. It covers whatever I grab in the shadow and red circuits you see now. Oh, and I choose to myself. It enhances myself and the object. That's all I have to say. Sorry if it's not enough to put your curiosity to rest. Okay then. But that's incredible, so. Thanks. Sometimes I think so too. But sometimes it can also be a pain in the ass. Huh? What are you talking about? Nothing. Come on, let's keep going up. Deku and Yuki and Clyde continues up. They continue in an awkward silence after about 10 minutes until they see a large clearing with long grass. They were about to walk around until they heard someone yell for help. Hello? Oh, thank God. Is someone there? Yeah. Where are you? God damn it, I'm caught in a net. In a pitfall trap. Can someone out there help me? Sure. Okay, Clyde, can you help us? Well, of course. The trio slowly and carefully goes through the clearing and make sure they don't activate any extra traps until they got to the center of the clearing to see Kumo trapped in a net in the bottom of the pitfall. Phew, thank God you found me. And thank God he isn't here, otherwise he would have let me never hear the end of it. Who? Kane. You probably saw him earlier at the base of the mountain. He was the one with the ashy white hair and his orange eyes. And stupidly tall. He pisses me off with how much he makes short jokes. Yeah, I saw him. Same here. Yuki only nods. Hold on. We will get you out of there. We just got to get you up from out there. I can try to make a way down with powdered snow. We can go down and get her out of the net. Alright, and Clyde, you and I can... Clyde suddenly pulls out a pocket knife. Watch as you cut her free. Okay, good. Glad we're at the same page. Yuki holds out her hand and pours snow down and makes a down as Clyde slides on down into the pitfall. He then walks over to Kumo and sees net is made out of metal and not rope. Who has this trap for? A bear? Clyde suddenly surrounded the blade in the shadow in red circus as he cuts the net, freeing Kumo. Thank God. It feels good to be free again and spread my legs. So, Clyde reaches down his hand. Come on, can you walk still? Kumo takes his hand as she gets up. Yeah, all 8 legs are certainly have benefits. I bet. Come on. Kumo climbs up on the wall of the pitfall and get up as she shot down a web, hitting Clyde. As she yanks him up from the pitfall, landing on his ass fist. Couldn't try and be a little more gentle? Sorry. Sorry, I'm still practicing on that aspect. It's fine. He grabs a web off and takes it off him. And examines it. You mind if I keep this? Sure. Thanks. So Clyde puts it away in his pocket. Anyways, I can't thank you all enough. It would have been embarrassing if Charon found me like that. Or worse, Kane. Why? Does he bully you? No, nothing like that. We're both students of Charon and have been for a while. It's just Kane is a person who will constantly remind you of embarrassing things. But other than that, we're friends. Oh, I see. I can't imagine Caution being like that with me at all. Hey, we should get moving. So, So we don't want to be caught in that storm when it catches up soon. Right. The group then continues up the mountain, and the storm clouds block out the sun, leaving the sky in a gray. As the group keep walking down past a waterfall, so that was create a river down to the from the mountain. The group took a small break and rest up for a few minutes. But as they were resting, Yuki walked over to the bushes and then let out a scream as she saw what she saw. The group quickly ran over to see what happened, and they saw a dead deer lying in the bushes. Yuki, are you right? Yeah, it just scared me. The group looked over at the dead deer and it was completely mutilated. The only sign it was a deer was his head, his antler. But what was strange is despite the deer being completely destroyed, there was no blood anywhere. Did a animal do this? No, it's just the work of that vampire. You mean a classmate? Yeah, this is Kane's handiwork for sure. Kane? What is his quirk? How did he do this and why? Notice how there isn't a single speck of blood anywhere? Yeah, I was about to ask about that. Well, it is because his quirk runs off blood. By the state of the deer, he killed it instantly. So we probably passed a few dead corpses of deers. Yuki shivers as she hides behind Kumo this time. Hey, it's okay, I promise. He's a real softie when you get to know him. Eventually. Okay, if you say so. Come on then. I wouldn't want to be here when any predators come around looking for a free meal. Right, unless Kane got to them too. Kumo walks off with Yuki quickly following behind her, as Clyde then follows, but Deku's stared at the corpse for a moment and what goes through his mind. A quirk that runs off blood, huh? Midoriya, come on! Hurry up. Right. Deku quickly runs up to catch up with the group, as we do a time skip of an hour. We see the group climbing up the mountain of the steep and narrow path. But what was worse was the starting to rain. The cold air hits the group like a truck, and with the rain dropping on them, they actually start to shiver a bit, and they become harder to climb. Are you all managing alright? Yeah, what about you and the others? So, what about the others? So, they look down as they see Deku and Yuki, who were keeping up but clearly struggling. Everyone hang on. Kumo launches a web down for the group to hold on to stay stable. Thanks! Yeah, thanks. Alright, we're gonna make it up this damn mountain now. That rain is starting to piss me off. Can't help that you're not wearing pants. They don't exactly make pants for someone like me, you know. So the group continues the ascent. However, with the large amount of heavy rain, the ground above turns to slot into mud and slowly building up. As the group was climbing, eventually when the group were about to hit the top, they were hit by a large wave of mud starting to roll over and right at the group. The group were all stunned and couldn't get out of the way in time. and almost got swept away from the landslide until a large figure jumped and grabbed Kumo. Since everyone who was holding onto the rope got carried off with her as well. Since as they got out of the landslide into solid ground, and a clearing in a forest area. The entire group groans as they landed on the ground and slowly got up to see this hulking figure with a big red blade. Kane, you always have to be that damn dramatic, don't you? Oh, come on. What's wrong with being a little dramatic flair? After all, I just saved your asses. Although I'm a bit disappointed it was from a landslide of all things. Oh, shut it. Kane places his giant hand on Kumo's head and ruffles up her hair. Oh, come on, don't get angry. After all, your angry face is your best look. Oh, and what's your best look exactly? Because I'm pretty sure you don't have one. Hurtful. Kane holds up the giant sword and drops it into Kumo's hand, making her fall under the weight. Ow! Clyde goes over to help Kumo and pushes the sword up. No fun. Yeah. And one more minute she was about to say uncle. No, I wasn't. You want to test that again? So, we don't have time for this, man. We need to get going before it gets any worse. Kane picks up his sword and shrugs. Very well, come on. Suddenly, as Kane turns around, an arrow comes flying from the sky, hitting Kane in the shoulder. Kane looks at the arrow and just flicks it off. Sorry, Kumo. I'll stop doing the dropping sword thing from now on. No, you won't. You said that last time. Yeah, well, it's either apologizing for getting an earful from Kieran in an era where the sun don't shine. I don't know what I would choose for you. Ha ha. So Kumo walks on ahead as Yuki follows, as she was shy and scared of Kane. Oh, come on, don't be like that. Kane follows as Clyde and Deku both look at each other, just shrugging, and follows along with everyone else. After a few minutes of them walking the trail, a deer suddenly jumps out of the bush and crosses their path. However, Kane threw the gigantic sword, cutting it in half, as everyone noticed the blood was seeping into the blade. Sad, growing aside as Clyde and Kane as well did too. Was that needed? You're already strong enough. I don't think you need any more boost. Right. Sorry. I just got ahead of myself. Like always, Kuran won't like you killing off all the wildlife, you know. Kane kicks the corpse of the deer to the side as they continue the trail. I know. It's just addiction, I know. Just hold yourself back, man. Right, it won't happen again. I'm getting the feeling you say that a lot, don't you? Kane stays quiet as that he walked ahead, as Deku walked next to Kumo. Is he okay? Yeah, it's just once he gets the ball rolling, it's in blood, he wants more. That's just how his quirk is. Right. What is his quirk exactly? It's called Sword of Kane. And his name is Kane. Was that on purpose or just lucky naming us? Sort of both. You know how quirk names are, but anyways, his quirk transforms his blood into a weapon, and he can use that weapon to cut others and drain their blood, increasing strength, speed, durability, etc. The more blood he drains, the more powerful he becomes. But that's not all he can. So convert that power into gain a regeneration, any wounds. He can remove even a limb and it will regrow. He can turn into a perfect fighting machine, basically. Oh, I see. Well, what happened to the extra blood when he goes back? If he wants to transform back, his muscle mass all goes way into the sword, and that should turns it into a puddle of blood. Oh, I see. Does he have to control how much blood he takes, or does it all have to, or does it have to be all of it? It really just depends on how much blood is out in the open. If there was an open cut that was bleeding, the blood would fly out into the sword. And if the sword was stabbed you, it would drain you dead. So he has no control on how much blood goes into the sword, but it just follows the concept of more blood that is in his body, the better. Deku looks up at Kane and thinks to himself, so he's like me in a sense. I really can't control his quirk, just like how I can't control One For All yet. Deku looks at his hand in contemplation. As the group made it up to the narrow path, as Kane reeled back his arm, slashing down 15 trees in one narrow cut. As they finally made it up to the last stretch and made it up to the school of Shu High. As they saw Kiran waiting for them at the entrance. Welcome. I'm glad you all got up the mountain safely. Would anyone be interested in cocoa? I would, yes. Kiran holds up a plate of multiple cups as Yuki grabs one and takes a sip. Now then, Kane. Come on, I said I was sorry. And yet you repeat your actions. This isn't how I raised you both. Yes, sir. Kumo and Kane said that. Now then, why don't you all warm yourselves up, and everyone else is waiting inside the classroom. Wait, we're the last group? Indeed. However, there was a student who didn't take the test legitimately, and he's currently getting a lecture from Knuckleduster as we speak. Why would they cheat in the test? It is just their nature. Also, young lady, constantly hiding in Midoriya's hair, you can come out now. Huh? What are you talking about? Suddenly, Mew grew right next to Deku. Sorry. Deku was startled by this and says out loud, where did you come from? I was hiding in that mop top of yours. Says Mew ruffles up Deku's hair as Deku blushes as Mew does this. Although I'm curious, how did you see me, Mr. Kiran? My quirk is Centaur. I have the lower half of a horse and the enhancement of strength. Other than that, I also have a very keen eye that lets me see the tiniest details. So seeing you wasn't very much of a challenge, young Mew. That's a little disappointing, but I guess I had to expect something like that from a pro. Indeed. Now, Kane, shrink back, please. Right. Kane starts to shrink back down to his normal size as the sword he held turned into just pure blood, seeping down uh, as Karen clicks over a large bucket to catch all that blood, so it doesn't make a mess on the floor. The group then made their way into Class A and saw everyone in groups talking to one another. Not very many, of course, but still. Not bad. Yes. I think these will do. I think this place will do fine. Yeah, especially me. I don't think if I fit here such a tight space. That makes sense with, I guess that makes sense with. Kane puts a hand over Deku's mouth. Trust me, don't mention that. Deku looks over at Kane curious, but decides to drop it for now. I guess I'll sit here then. As Yuki takes a seat up as Kumo sits at a corner desk at the edge of class. In the back of class. Damn, can't believe we're the last one. Or, I'm last. Yeah, you can literally jump up to the mountain, so what were you doing? I must have gotten carried away and lost track of time. I'm more disappointed I chose the slowest group to tag along with. Hey, no one asked you to hop on my head, you know. Right, sorry. Well, since my quirk would in no way help me in the mountain, I just thought I could hitch a ride. I guess that makes sense, but Deku had his notebook open, pen out of nowhere. Can you please explain your quirk? Huh? Sure. Well, my quirk is to alter size like my sister, but unlike her, I can only shrink instead of grow. Whoa, that's so cool. You can be a great infiltration hero. Sneak up to people without them knowing and and as Deku keeps on muttering as he writes down everything he can. Miu looks over to the group and who all shrugged. Midoriya? Oh, sorry. Force of habit. It's fine. Thanks for the compliment. My quirk, many think is very good. So, no problem. I've always liked quirks and studied them too. Oh, that sounds cool. Is that why you ask about my quirk too? Yeah. Was a good hobby to have at least, I guess. So, better than some other hobbies I know. So, thanks. Suddenly the door opens up and Knuckleduster walks in. Okay, you're all here. About time. Welcome to class, everyone. Now then, before we continue, a couple of things. 1. Kane Madhouse. Yes, sir? You killed a lot of wildlife on the way up here. Make sure you don't go overboard again, or else. Yes, sir. And Clyde, you as well destroyed quite a few trees getting up here. I want you to replant them later. Right, sir. So, and Kumo. Yes? You got trapped and couldn't get out without the help of your classmates. You were unable to escape. Kane looks at Kumo and bursts out in laughter. No fucking way! You actually fell for one? Shut up! No way, I thought you learned your lesson while you were 11. Shut it, I said! Kumo shoots web at Kane's mouth. Everyone continues to listen as Kane muffled laughter. Anyways, when it's finished raining, you can all go home. This test gives us all a lot to work with. Now, then, everyone, I recommend you get to know each other before you leave. Of course, if you don't really care, that's really not my problem. So, Knuckleduster leaves the classroom. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Kane Kumo. Yeah, I'm Clyde Denver. Is that American? Yep. Well, I'm Fuji Yuki. It's nice to meet you all. I'm Mizuka Midoriya. Miyu Takayama. Kane blood shot out of his arm and turning into a sword, cutting the web off his mouth. The name is Kane Madhouse. So if you don't mind me asking, Kane. What? Well, it's your name. I'm wondering, what about it? Well, did your parents know to name you Kane because of your quirk, or was it mere coincidence? Oh, right. It was coincidence. They named my quirks the Sword of Kane, after the first murderer. Yeah. From the Bible. Yeah. Okay, thank you. If you ask me, I think it's corny. Blame the doctors for giving me the name. It just so happened my name to be Kane. Whatever, come on. Let's get out of here. It took us a while to get up here, and I want to get to the train station before we miss it. Sure. The group got up and walked out of the classroom, and Kiron pointed them to a more safer, less hectic trail to get down the mountain without any obstacles. As we cut down to the group walking down the mountain, they can already see the parking lot. So the area they went through was more or less the longest route. So, Midoriya. Can I just call you Zuku? I hate the whole calling the last name thing. Sure, if you don't mind me calling you Mew then. Of course, I prefer it anyways. Okay then, Mew. So, I'm curious, why is that book so burnt up? It looks like it was tossed into a fire. Oh, well, a friend, well, more like bully, kind of destroyed it, and at a last temper too. Why? He said he just telling me not to go to UA and examine, I guess. A hand reaches over to Deku and grabs the notebook, as he turns out to see Kane reading it. And please tell me you kicked his ass for it. I gotta agree, you have the right to kick that guy's ass. Define kicking his ass. You're a terrible liar. So, and he's bullying you all your life, and you just sat there and took it. Kane gave the notebook to Kumo, who took a look through it. No, not all my life, more like 10 years. If it's that bad, give me his address and I can sort things out. No. You don't need to do that, You don't need to do that. He stopped after the final year and went off into a different school. If you ask me, I say that's a good thing. Yes, but no, Kumo. What do you mean? How could getting away from a bully be a bad thing? But look at him. You're still scared of him, aren't you, Midoriya? Yeah. Exactly, and you will still be scared of him even after all this time. If you don't, even if you don't see him again, even if you're stronger than, so that fear will still remain. So, till, so, until you conquer it out of your heart, or else it will just never leave you alone. I guess. My officer still stands to break his legs at least. Please don't. His mother is my aunt, technically. Ah, family drama. I hate family for that reason. Yeah, I know, that's ever since I met you. Kumo passed the notebook to Clyde this time. Speaking of, how did you two meet? You're more siblings than siblings than his students. I'm a runaway, and Karen found me when I was 6. Took me in, and he introduced me to Kumo when she was 10. And she became a student, stayed with us, and that. Oh, so you two are close then? Define close. Like a boyfriend and girlfriend? No, I'm gonna stop you right there. That's gross. She's like a sister to me, nothing more. Ditto. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just curious, was all. It's fine. So what about you, Yuki? You've been nice and quiet this entire time. Got any cool things to talk about? No, not really. Come on, sure? Not even a funny story to tell. I guess. Well, Seth. Yuki covers her face in embarrassment. Come on, it can't be that embarrassing. If you tell us, I'll tell you about the time I caught Kumo kissing a guy on a Bant Boy poster. Kane! Whoops. Well, I'm from a. Hey, come on, don't be shy. But I don't want you all to see me differently, So Yuki covers her face again and turns away from the group. Alright, then tell us whenever you're ready. Okay. Clyde gives the notebook back to Deku. Thanks. I'm glad I could meet you all. Yeah, I think our group is quite nice here. Same, it definitely isn't boring. We can commemorate this moment, you know. Clyde holds up his phone. Sure! Come on, everyone, let's look good as. Let's look good with it before the storm is coming back. Everyone gets in position. Deku lingers behind before Clyde grabs him and pulls him into the photo. And when it was done, Clyde sends it to everyone, exchanging numbers. Deku couldn't help but stare straight at it in shock. His first real friend group. He was happy to have known them all. End of this part. Okay, everyone, that is a wrap for the first part. Well, firstly, I will tell you guys the photo you're seeing now is, well, this photo. If you're wondering why, for one, why it looks so different in consideration, well, originally we had Omar as the idea of a main character group, but he didn't talk as much, I suppose, and I also think this was an old picture we drew in concept. We did redo the part because we didn't like how some of our quirks were originally, so we wanted to change that up, and well, this was the final product you're seeing now. Anyways, I'll probably make a separate video about the characters you just met today. Mostly the OCs and whatnot, and yeah. I hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, Cyber out. Peace.